Hey guys, it's Andrea Ervay with LK Connects Business Spotlight, and I am here today with Jerry from Prepared Patriot, and he has a lot of awesome stuff going on. So I'm just going to let him dive in and share with you what Prepared Patriot does and all of the different options he has for services. So, Jerry, please introduce yourself.
I refer to it as a small firearms company. We do firearms training, everything from beginner to advanced skills in both or in pistol, rifle, and shotgun. We also add a medical component to everything, which is to me one of the more important things, and one of the things I like to get out to people. I will also do situational awareness and general preparedness classes.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of everything
Mm-hmm.
uh, in chunks. It's kind of like eating an elephant. If you're going to eat an elephant, how you do it one bite at a time. So you start and you just build on the skills from one class to another.
Makes sense.
Um, I've just been fortunate and blessed in that I personally have gotten to train with some of the best in the industry, and I like to pass the knowledge that I've gained from them on to other people.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And so explain, kind of how some of your classes work. I know some you can go into, a school or a company, and others you're out in the field. So kind of share with us some of those.
So a lot of the firearms classes, some have a lecture component that ranges anywhere from 2 to 5 hours, depending on what class it is. And then a range component, which has to be done outside. I prefer doing outside because we do things like drawing from a holster and things that you're not allowed to do at an indoor range. But then I do an active shooter seminar where I go in and talk to businesses and churches and things where that's usually done at the location of the business. Um, Most of the time they have a gathering room, but we'll also sometimes do a risk assessment where we look throughout the whole building that you're in.
Hmm.
So I can be pretty thorough, pretty cumbersome at times, but
Well, it's
it's a
important.
mindset,
Yeah, I mean, it's
you know.
super important. And I think that not enough people are educated in that sense that they know what to do in those dire circumstances. And you were telling me, I think that it's also really cool that you go into schools and inform both. Are you talking to the students and the teachers, or how does that work?
Both depends on what class I've did. Situational awareness presentations at a lot of schools, and that's a great class for your high school students, your ones that are starting to be out on their own, getting ready to go off to college, those type things. Because I talk about what is a friend versus an acquaintance. And yes, you go in, you have this roommate, but you literally just met them a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
So are they really your friend, or knowing the difference there? Um, I teach the look fors of predator tactics and what predators actually look for in picking out their victims.
Mhm.
Um, so it can get kind of intense sometimes in conversation because, you know, some people have past memories, which is why they've had me come in, and it brings up, and I never push that to the point that it breaks them, but if they're willing to share, we will delve into that.
Mhm.
And okay, now this has happened. How do we avoid it happening again?
Mhm.
And we say, okay, well, we know the bad person did something bad, but what did you do that you could do different next time to avoid that from happening?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, a bad guy's always going to be a bad guy. There's no stopping that. We can control our actions though, and what prevents them from picking us as a target.
Mhm. Yeah.
And and that's the things we look at. We'll look at like target glances and general body language as cues, how to read that.
Hmm.
And it's surprising at how easily we tend to dismiss a lot of things. And that's just because we always want to feel safe,
Right. Yeah.
you know. And unfortunately, men are worse than women. we we like to think, oh yeah, this is all right, and then we end up somewhere where we don't want to be, and
Hmm.
having to get ourselves out of a situation.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have a plethora of services that you offer, and it all stems from being, prepared in several different ways. So, I look forward to, continuing the conversation with you, Jerry, and talking more about, what you can do to help prevent some of the tragedies, unfortunately, that we all are too well aware of. And then just feeling, like you said, feeling more prepared and safe in certain situations. So, thanks for being here with us today, and I'm sure we'll have more conversations in the near future.
Absolutely.